thunderstorms. Heavy rain, a lot of lightning with these storms, but at this point, none of these are classified as severe. Where we are seeing the severe threat, though, that is up here going up into Pendleton County. For you folks there from Falmouth southward through Hayes, Morgan, Marcus, over toward Boyd. Eventually, it's going to be heading over in toward McKinney'sburg along the Licking River out that way. You are looking at a severe thunderstorm, and so that is headed off toward the northeast. For folks there around Goforth, again, our BTI number, our tornado index, has come down. Some of the communities are going to be impacted by this over the next 20 minutes or so. You're seeing down toward Willow Grove, Mount Auburn, Lexington, all again included in that. So again, that's your severe thunderstorm warning until 7:15 for Pendleton County. That extends back into Grant County as well. You're looking at more storms in southern part of Grant County, just north of Corinth. So going along I-75 between Dry Ridge and Corinth. That is a nasty storm with some heavy rain, strong winds with the storm that's cutting through southern part of Owen County at this point. We're getting some rain now into northern Franklin County. At this moment, that storm is not considered to be severe as it works then toward into Shelby County. We have been watching more storms and also back toward the west. So we're going to watch that line continuing to progress eastward. We're also looking at some severe weather across southern parts of Kentucky, and with that there is a severe thunderstorm warning for what looks to be a supercell going through Bell County. That now has a severe thunderstorm warning going on up into Harlan County at this point. So again, you see Harlan until 7:45 with that severe thunderstorm warning, same in Bell. Keeping a very close eye on this cell that you see in McCreary and in Wayne counties. This one just came out of Tennessee. Not severe at the moment, but again, one that we are keeping a very close eye on. So you folks there south of Highway 92, be aware that you've got that particular cell in your area. And again, heavy rain from it, in addition to the damaging wind potential, and we'll keep an eye on any tornadic cell with that. We do have tornado watches up for the evening across the area, and again, you see the severe thunderstorm warnings that are highlighted within that as well. But again, your tornado watches, central Kentucky until 10. Moderate risk of severe storms. It's moderate or enhanced. It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, basically, at this point, because you need to be weather aware regardless. So from 7 o'clock this evening, again, here is your clustering of storms. Again, garden variety cells, at least at this moment, and then your squall line coming in from the west. By 7:45, everything is impinging across central Kentucky with one more round of strong and severe storms. By 9 and 10 o'clock, it's going through eastern Kentucky, locally heavy rain. There are flood watches up east and northeast of Lexington. And by the time we roll then to around 11 o'clock and beyond, you are looking at those storms headed on off to the east. Don't forget your safety procedures before severe weather is at your house. Think about where your safe place is at your house. Close the interior doors, get downstairs, get under something big, heavy, and sturdy. Center part of the house and keep. We call it Sea Duck. We also think it's your way you can stay safe. We'll continue to track the storms. If anything else shows up on the radar, we'll bring it to you. For now, I'll send it back over to you, Larry.
Thanks so much. Here's a look at that damage caused by the now confirmed EF1 tornado that hit Jessamine County today. This is what it looked like this morning on Park Central Avenue at the Industrial Park. Nicholasville police say at least a dozen buildings behind the boot store are damaged. Luckily, no one was hurt in that storm. Lexington activating its Emergency Operations Center. Evening Edition's Sean Moody is there now with a look at what damage we have seen so far in Lexington. Sean.
Hey, Larry, it's been a busy day for first responders here in Lexington. Got some new information. The National Weather Service just sent a meteorologist here to the Emergency Operations Center to survey some damage in the area. He says damage around the EOC was caused by about 80-mile-per-hour straight-line winds. And you can see some of the damage here. Those are workers behind us taking advantage of this break between the two waves of storms. They are working to get a tree that fell on some power lines earlier. That's not the only damage that was done around here. As we swing around the parking lot here, you'll see a couple of trailers. EOC workers say these trailers were blown around quite a bit. In fact, behind that one, you can see there's one still on its side. And then as we come around here, what the National Weather Service meteorologist told me is this trailer right here, it's from the EOC, traveled more than 60 feet when those wind gusts came in. He said, again, that was 80-mile-per-hour straight-line winds that did the damage here at the EOC. There's still other damage here in Fayette County he's going to look at. That's going to come tomorrow over on Versailles Road near Bennett Avenue. Of course, out there earlier today, we were near a strip mall that had part of the rear wall collapse, also a store storage facility behind it that had a wall collapse. A lot of damage there. No injuries, thankfully. Also earlier today on Buckhorn Drive, those winds took down power lines that fell onto 2 homes and started fires in the attics of both of them. Big mess there. Also, a fire engine had lines fall on top of it, so those firefighters just had to stay inside till it was safe to come out. Now, as we have had this break in the weather, they've had a chance to kind of get ahead of some of this damage, and inside the EOC, they've got all of the city's public safety agencies under one roof working to coordinate as we wait for that second round of storms to come through. So far, thankfully, today, there have not been any serious injuries. A fire department spokesperson told me that one person was hit by flying debris. They were taken to the hospital, but thankfully, they don't have life-threatening injuries. As we get into the night, we'll certainly stay on top of those developments as this next round of storms comes through. Live in Lexington, Sean Moody, Evening Edition.
Sean, thanks so much. Well, trees and power lines went down just east of the UK campus. One student watching this morning as a car was crushed by a tree. Evening Edition's Caleb Barnes checking out the damage and talked to the car's owner.
College student Reese Gerard woke up to strong winds and heavy rain outside his window.
I woke up probably 9 o'clock and I looked out my blind.
Years to come. Visit their websites to learn more. And remember, they love them like you do.
BDN Tonight, presented locally by UK Healthcare. The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 2 on LEX-18.
That last week of storms is heading our way right now. You were saying that some of the energy that you were thinking may not be there.
It is not. But we still have severe weather.
Mm-hmm.
We have a couple of tornado warnings that are on the edges of our viewing area. We are also looking, though, at it's not widespread at the moment. So that part is good. But again, the storms earlier took so much energy out of the atmosphere that there wasn't as much left here at the end, and that's good. I mean, it's pick your poison.
Sure.
You get it early, you get it late. And right now, we're cleaning up a lot of debris in places from, if I'm not mistaken, now we've had 3 confirmed tornadoes, Anderson County, Nelson County, Jessamine County. They've not gotten to Bourbon County yet, and I'm not sure if they're going to hit other parts of Fayette County. We'll talk about that all in a second. So at the moment, most of what you're seeing here is what we call the garden variety storms. We are looking at some stronger storms now as we look up to the north as well. For these storms, you're seeing again back to the west, even though the line is in place, right now there are no warnings on that portion of the line as we look back to the southwest of Shepherdsville, to the southwest of Campbellsville. At this point, all of these again remain sub-severe. But we are indeed looking at storms that are severe and heavier rain with these storms, as well as the damaging wind potential. As you look up there toward, you get up into Mason County, Bracken County. There's Brooksville. You've got right there at the edge of Maysville. So you do have a tornado warning for Mason County until 7:45. Also for Bracken County until 7:45. If the storm is tornadic right now, it is sitting very close to Brooksville, right in there. You see the couplet going on in there. The reds and the yellow, and the reds and the greens right next to each other is where we're seeing. So we'll circle that again. So there you see right there by Brooksville. So that again is the tornado warning up to the north. So again, for you folks there in Mason County, be aware that you've got that storm nearby for you at this point. We are also looking at a cell that is down to the south. So we do have tornado warnings that are in place as we look down into Bell County as well as Harlan County. So you see Harlan County there until tornado warning for Harlan until 8 o'clock. That's going to also be for Letcher County until 8 o'clock. You have a tornado warning in place for those cells. So again, there's back to the original cell up there by Brooksville. So tornado safety, where do you go? We always talk about the sea duct method. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means in your house, you aim for the lowest level you can. Basement if you have it, and in the middle part of your house. If you don't have a basement, then you just want to be on the ground floor. And again, you want to find a room that's in the interior part of the house. So in this particular schematic, you've got that bathroom sitting there in the middle of the house as the safest place to go. Other options would be that small closet right in there, or the second one right in there. But again, the more in the middle you can get, the better off you're going to be. The more walls you can put between you and the outside, the better off you are. So again, there's that storm down here going through near Harlan at this point. Shows a pretty good tornadic signature. And again, we were highlighting the warning with it mere moments ago. So the tornado watches, they have different expiration times. Just think we have a tornado watch up essentially area-wide through the evening. And so that means you need to stay vigilant and stay weather aware with all of these. as we've gone through this evening. Again, that supercell potential is there, but that chance now looks to be decreasing as we're headed more toward the evening. We'll continue to watch that squall line that is out to the west, and that'll be the final player in this whole severe weather theater we have gone through today. That comes through over the next couple of hours, and the more toward the evening we get should be the lesser chances of the worst case scenarios. So again, that will begin to limit the instability overall. Folks, Storm Prediction Center continue to classify us in the moderate risk, surrounded by the enhanced, but truthfully at this point it doesn't matter. We all just need to stay weather aware. We're gonna go back to 8:30 this morning. So again, you've been hearing and seeing the damage reports that have been around. Well, what caused it? A squall line came in. This was wave 1 that we were expecting. We were kind of thinking it would be pre-dawn. It ended up being post-dawn. But the bottom line is there's 9 o'clock in the morning. At that point, what we were looking at, you see that there as it was approaching Bryan Station, coming basically right down Leestown Road. Yeah, Sean, you were sorry to see the story from him earlier about the damage out there at the Emergency Operations Center. That's the storm that did that. You also had one that was coming in here as we look out toward southwestern parts of Fayette County, northern Jessamine County. That's what eventually became the storm that did the damage there at Catnip Hill. In fact, we saw the rotation there, northern Jessamine County. By the time we got you to 928, you had a pretty good rotation showing up there by 8th, and also the one that was out here by North Middletown. That one is a classic signature. And that was the one that also caused extensive damage. And what do we have? All right, we've got a new severe thunderstorm warning. And with that, we're going to talk about the severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Laurel. Go ahead and put it over into analysis. And be ready to flip back over to this in a second. So let's get you the severe thunderstorm warning. That's 10:13 this morning. So we got analysis. Severe thunderstorm warning, southwestern Laurel, west central Knox, southeastern Pulaski, central McCreary, and then northwestern Whitley County. So a pretty broad area with this. There is your severe thunderstorm warning. That's in effect until 7:45. So with this particular setup, these storms have now just gone through. We were highlighting that storm just a little bit ago. With this particular cell, it is, again, down here to the south. We're not going to go wall to wall with this, so don't worry about that at this point. But again, the storm is not far from Whitley City, working its way to the northeast. Some of the communities that will be impacted by this particular cell. We'll draw that out here from near Whitley City at about, I'll bring it back to right there. So again, Beulah Heights, now Honeybee, Sawyer, Youngs Creek, Grove, Barlock, Faber, Vox, Woodbine, 745 for that cell. Corbin, 746, and North Corbin there at 747. So again, that is a severe thunderstorm warning for Whitley County, McCreary County. There's McCreary. Let's bring that over here so y'all can see that. There we go. So that's for McCreary County. That is going to be for Laurel County. That's going to be for the extreme southeastern part of Pulaski County, northern half there of Whitley County, and also the western part there of Knox County. Severe thunderstorm warning until 7:45. Bottom line, over the next couple of hours, you need to remain weather aware. We've got this line of thunderstorms to finally get through. Once it does, which will be 9, 10 o'clock for a lot of us, then the severe weather threat will come to an end. Bottom line is stay weather aware, and your forecast has a lot cooler weather on the way with temperatures in the 40s over the next few days. But until that cool air arrives, stay weather aware in this warm and severe air mass.
Spring football is here. We'll talk one-on-one with defensive back Maxwell Harrison.
And it is spring, so we'll